Here's exactly how the first round of your fantasy draft should go if you're in a competitive football league, fantasy football league. Welcome back to All Talk Fantasy, where again, we're going over the first round of fantasy football. My name's Cam. This is Aiden. We've done a bunch of episodes together. And I think today we collectively agreed that people should know how to draft your first round of fantasy drafts, whether you have pick 1 or pick 12. We're doing PPR style 12 picks. I'm going to go with the odd numbers. You're going to go with the even numbers. And the first overall pick is consensus. I feel like if you're in a competitive fantasy football league, I can hear an argument for Bijan Robinson, but I will never take Bijan Robinson over this guy, Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, just easy number one pick. He was the guy last year. He's going to be the guy this year.
Yeah, I don't think much has changed for Jamar Chase. You guys see it on the screen. He was a Triple Crown winner, 127 receptions with almost 1,800 yards and 17 touchdowns. Still the same quarterback, still the same sporting cast. That defense might have been even worse. So I definitely think Jamar Chase is the easy 101.
That being said, your number 2 pick, now it should be Bijan Robinson. Just the upside. He's going to be he was a crazy running back last year. He averaged 20 points per game. And we have him ranked the second best talent in this draft.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Bijan Robinson is easily the first running back that's going to come off the board, whether you have pick 1 or 2. Maybe in some leagues, Bijan will be the 101, but I don't agree with it. Yes, he had 1,500 rushing yards last season with 61 receptions, 431 yards. You know what you're going to get out of Bijan. He's a young, healthy, fresh running back. An Atlanta offense that I actually think could be pretty decent this year. Now, their win total is only at 7.5 games, which means they could be coming from behind, but Tyler Algier isn't going to take reps away from Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson is the 101 or the number one option in that offense. And I really don't think there's anybody that is going to take that away from him.
Yeah, the only thing that slightly worries me is his rookie year and last year. Weirdly enough, it kind of took him a couple games to really get going. His rookie year, we saw that the receptions were there and his receiving upside was there, but the rushing, Tyler Algier was kind of like getting in the mix. It was weird.
Yeah, definitely. So that being said, from week 6 to 18, so after he started to keep going, he was the RB1, averaging 23.4 touches per game. That's exactly what you want out of your second overall pick. Now, moving on to 3, I have him ranked 3rd. You have him ranked 4th. So at the end of the screen where you guys see like the rankings, the first number is where I would have him. Second number is where Aiden would have him. And then we went I really put in a chat GPT and they picked the median to pick this. So is CeeDee Lamb. Now, I could see an argument for really 3 or 4 different guys here, but my argument for CeeDee Lamb being the 3rd overall pick, he's going to get a healthy Dak Prescott back. Last year, he was the wide receiver 8 missing games. He's in a stacked offense with no run game. Their defense is horrible. I think we've been talking up CeeDee Lamb all this summer, and I think, honestly, he could be the wide receiver 1 this season if Jamar doesn't do Jamar Chase type things.
Yeah, as a Giants fan, I was praying that I get the 3 to 5 pick in these drafts, and unfortunately I can't. But I've been talking about CeeDee Lamb since July. Since they didn't sign a running back. Even picking up George Pickens, I like that because it now gives him more space open.
It could help him.
I think so too.
I think getting George Pickens is going to, and I'm not saying I wouldn't draft George Pickens. I would also draft George Pickens. I kind of want any piece of this offense. Like, to me, CeeDee Lamb is like a value Jamar Chase, and George Pickens is like a value T. Higgins, where you can get him. If you don't have the 101, you're not getting Jamar. And if you don't have like a second round, like T. Higgins, like a second round pick, and George Pickens like a 5th round pick. So I really, 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 really like CeeDee Lamb.
Not to mention, if you get a 2023 version of Dak Prescott, MVP caliber type of guy, I know he wasn't like up there, but you get that version of him and a prime CeeDee Lamb, you're looking at wide receiver 1 numbers easily.
Could be a Triple Crown winner. Is that crazy to say?
I could see it.
That'd be crazy. All right, let me know your number 4th pick. I didn't agree here. He was my 6th ranked player on my board. The 3rd ranked for you. I know he holds a special place in your heart.
Yeah, 4th, got to go Saquon Barkley. I had him at 3, but really for me, CD and him were interchangeable. It's just, do you want the receiver or the running back? I value running backs just a bit more. I just think that later down the line, after you get through like 6, 7, those type of guys,
there is a lot less. There is a lot less running backs.
Yeah.
There's a lot less running backs.
But once you get past that, you're really looking at lower tier guys. So I value running backs. Last year, averaging 22.2 points per game. I mean, what's not to say this guy's a highlight machine, and it makes you want to watch Eagles games because he's just that good.
Yeah, I mean, he had 2,200 yards, total yards, and he didn't even play the last game of the season because the Eagles were a guaranteed 1 seed. Now,
almost got the record.
Yeah, he probably could have.
Probably. Very well.
100%. But I think, like, how do you feel about the people saying, the Eagles O-line's banged up? He just ran for 22 or had 2,200 total yards last season. Is he going to come back slower? He's an aging running back. What do you say to those people?
See, here's my thing. See, it's weird because I was on a CMC believer last year because of injuries and age. It's just if a guy like this falls to you at the 4 or 5 spot, I feel like you got to swallow the pill and just bite the bullet on it because he's
that good.
The talent is just there, and that offense, while it's in a stacked division and the O-line is banged up, it's still going to move the ball.
Yeah, I definitely I agree. I wouldn't draft Saquon 4. I would draft this guy over him, but consensus, we have him at the 5th pick. I don't hate it. You have him at 5 as being your 5th pick. I have him at 4. Is Jahmyr Gibbs. 21.3 points per game last season. Easily, he was the RB1 in PPR formats because Saquon didn't play the last game of the season. And he really stepped it up when Dave Montgomery went down. Now, Dave Montgomery's fully healthy. He's completely back. He played in the playoff game. So we're going to get a version of Jahmyr Gibbs with Dave Montgomery. And if you draft Jahmyr Gibbs with your first-round pick, you're just going to have to suck it up and know that Dave Montgomery could take away some goal line carries and will take away some goal line carries. The only thing I could say bad about Jahmyr Gibbs is now he doesn't have Ben Johnson, and that could mess up some kind of offensive scheme. But I think genuinely it'd be hard to mess up an offensive scheme when you have Jahmyr Gibbs on your side of the ball.
I mean, that offense just moves the ball. There's no dark spots on that offense. I think they call him Sonic and Knuckles for a reason. This guy's, if he gets open in the open field, he's taking it.
Yeah, I definitely think he has the ability to score, 20 to 30 points every single week. Like, I genuinely think there's going to be weeks where he scores 40, maybe even 50
really
points.
High ceiling and pretty high floor.
Absolutely. I think that's what you want to get out of your first 5 picks. Now, a guy who I think has an extremely high ceiling and kind of a low floor is our 6th overall pick. You want to tell the people who
we have Puka Nacua. Not my favorite guy. It just that offense, and sometimes he's been battling some injuries a little bit, but 18.8 points per game, PPR demon, and full PPR. This is definitely the guy you want to take. He recorded 79 receptions for 990 receiving yards last year. He did miss a little bit.
He only played 11 games, so pretty much having 1,000 yards in 11 games is pretty. You could say he's on track for 1,700 yards last season. Now, the thing about Puka Nacua, I have him ranked 7th overall. You have him ranked 6th. I think this is a perfect spot for him. People are scared about the Matthew Stafford injury. Now, I am a little worried too. I've heard that Matthew Stafford is progressing well, and he's actually starting practice again. And I was actually watching the ESPN, like they do their own mock draft where like Stephania Bell, Adam Scheffler, like people like that, like those people. And they were saying even if he's down, he has Jimmy Garoppolo, who it's kind of hard to not be a successor in the Sean McVay system. So I'm not too worried about Puka Nacua. I'm really, really, really not worried about Puka Nacua, and I would take him as my 3rd receiver off the board. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he was a beast last year before injuries. Rookie season, beast. So, I mean...
Now no Cooper Kupp, who takes that slot away from him.
You got Devontae Adams, but, I mean... If it's Jets Devontae Adams, I think it's not too much of a worry. And it might, again, it's one of those could help him.
Absolutely. And I think so. The 7th overall pick is another receiver. It's Justin Jefferson. I do think Puka and Justin Jefferson could be interchangeable. I have as my 8th guy. You have him as your 7th guy off the board. I mean, he averaged 18.7 points per game last season with Sam Darnold. And now he has J.J. McCarthy. So I think that's what's scaring me a little bit. I have the 4th overall pick in our draft, and Justin Jefferson is a name I could see going. Like the guys who we have 4 through 8, I could see going anywhere 4 through 8. So Justin Jefferson being here, he's pretty much quarterback proof. Like we've seen him through Kirk Cousins. Granted, Kirk Cousins was great when he had Justin Jefferson. We've seen him with Sam Darnold, who was great with Justin Jefferson. Now we have J.J. McCarthy, whose Dabble lines and Vegas lines are pretty high. I don't know. Are you drafting Justin Jefferson this year? I guess if you have pick 7 and he's there, I mean, I guess you got to take a guy like Justin Jefferson.
I am so happy you said quarterback proof because this guy is the definition of you. It doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He is going to get you points. It's Justin Jefferson. He is the best wide receiver in the league. While maybe not fantasy wise, I still think he's just the most valuable wide receiver. And if it translates over to fantasy, it translates over to fantasy, which it has been.
I mean, last year, with Sam Darnold, he had 115 receptions, 1,600 yards, and the top 3 wide receiver in PPR format. So we'll see how Sam Darnold translates to Seattle. I don't think you can mess up having Justin Jefferson. Like he's had like Nick Mullins. He's had like those quarterbacks come in and still produce. So I don't think Justin Jefferson is a bad pick at all at any point in the 7th round. I mean, in the first round.
And at the end of the day, we've been seeing clips of JJ, and he looks looks fine.
He looks fine. He looks serviceable. I
Yeah.
think it's hard, again, in the Kevin O'Connell offense, I think anybody can play quarterback.
Yeah.
So before we get to our next player, make sure you guys check out Dabble Fantasy today. If you have no idea what Dabble Fantasy is, let me inform you real quick. You pick more or less on your favorite players in any single sport, literally from UFC to golf, MLB, NBA, NFL, whatever you guys like to watch, Dabble Fantasy's got you covered. And there's nothing better than, grabbing a group of guys, grabbing your friends, making an entry together, and they have a copy feature. They have live streams. They have chats. They have everything that you need. Dabble Fantasy has. So make sure to check out Dabble Fantasy today. They have season-long projections right now for the NFL. So if you like any of these guys and you think, oh my gosh, they're going to outperform their ADP. Oh, they're going to go crazy. Oh, these guys aren't worth first-round picks. You take more or less than their season-long projections. So check out Dabble Fantasy today. Right now, when you use code AllTalkSports, get a free $10 when you sign up. That's right. Link in the description. Free $10, no deposit down. Use code AllTalkSports. Let's get back to the video. I love this next. We're going to talk a lot about pick 8.
So speaking of, I don't like ChatGPT because when they did all this, it's given me all the guys that I'm not a huge fan of. But CMC, monster, obviously. The injuries is what concerns us all. But it's Christian McCaffrey.
So you have him as the 11th guy off your board. So if you had him at 11, if you had pick 11 and Christian McCaffrey was there, you would select him. I am at 5. And I genuinely think the upside is so there. Now, all these reports are coming out, and maybe it's just like you're just trying to feed the public, like Kyle Pitts shit, right? So the report came out yesterday that he's topping out at 25 miles per hour, and Tyreek Hill at his fastest was 24 miles per hour. He's coming out looking like 2023 Christian McCaffrey. And if you get 20, by the way, Christian McCaffrey has put up top 3 fantasy RB numbers like ever in the last 5 years. He's done it 3 times.
Crazy.
If you get that at number 8, like I have the 4th overall pick in our league, and it's a big money league. I'm genuinely thinking about taking Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, those kind of guys. Like 50 carries last season for 202 yards. If you are a kind of guy that look at the stats from last season, you're gonna be like, okay, no, thank you, absolutely not. But if you look at what he has in that offense, which is nothing, there's no Brandon Ayuk for probably 6, 7, 8 games. Ricky Pearsall is on one leg. Jawan Jennings doesn't have a contract. George Kittle is pretty much the only other target there. Christian McCaffrey could lead his team in receptions at the running back position. Now, I understand your side 100%. If he gets injured, it's gonna if your first round pick gets injured, you're probably not winning your fantasy league, right? And now this year, there's no Isaac Guerrero, there's no Jordan Mason behind him. Really, it's Jeff Wilson behind him right now with Isaac Guerrero being hurt. So I could definitely see it, but I don't know. I think the value is so there. The upside is so. Christian McCaffrey, if he's anything like 2023 Christian McCaffrey, it's a steal of a pick.
Well, every other year, he has a major injury out the year, and then the next year he's a beast. So maybe this is the year he's a beast again.
Maybe this is the year. I hope so.
I hope so too.
I'm really thinking about it. Now, the 9th overall pick, I know I'm supposed to take the odds, but I think you have a lot more to say about this guy. He's your boy. It's Malik Neighbors.
I could talk about him all day. Once again, we got another LSU wide receiver coming off the board. They know how to breed him. 18.2 points per game last year as a rookie. And this offense has just gotten better. I am a Giants believer this year. And I think with Russell Wilson now coming in, if he can do these, I think he's quarterback proof. I'm going to say it right now. If you can play with Daniel Jones, if you can play with Tommy DeVito, if you can play with, I forget the other guy there.
Drew Lock,
and then there was one more, Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle played a game. If he can put up these numbers with, I hate to say it, scrubs, yes, and then you add Russell Wilson, and then Russell Wilson goes down, now you throw in Jameis Winston, he's going to eat.
He could be like, I definitely think Malik Neighbors is as a value pick at the end of the first round, and he's going to end of the first round in most drafts because he's battling turf toe right now, and he's battling a shoulder injury. Then you put in with these different quarterbacks, but I'm on the same page as you. I think anything is a quarterback upgrade over Daniel Jones. So him getting anybody like Russ who throws a deep ball well, Jameis Winston who we know isn't afraid to throw the deep ball, I do think, and then Jackson Dart looked good in the preseason as well. So yeah, I'm a big believer in Malik Neighbors, which is. I've never kind of been I don't like receivers who have crappy quarterbacks, but I think he's along the lines of Justin Jefferson, who's quarterback proof.
I think last year, if we saw that he didn't put up the best numbers, it would be something to worry about. And then battling injuries is something scary as well, but I think he's only 22 or 23.
He's super young.
Yeah, so at that age, I don't think it's something too big to worry about. Now, do you want to take 10 from me?
I'm going to let you have 10 as well, because
Okay.
this guy I don't even have ranked in my in my first round. I think he's more of a second round guy, especially in PPR formats. And that's Derrick Henry, but I would love to hear your thoughts.
Let me sell you on him then.
Okay.
King Henry, guy that is aging, but he's just such a beast that he doesn't get hurt, averaging 19.8 points per game. The explosiveness is there. The goal line touches are there. There's not many running back options that are there. And I mean, outside of like, I know he's not a big receiving option on that team, but I don't think it really matters.
No, I agree. Like, I think that Ravens offense is the best thing that's happened to Derrick Henry's career because we saw him in Tennessee, who, they were decent for a little bit, but towards the end of his career in Tennessee, the offense was horrible. And if the offense is good, Derrick Henry's going to be good because they're going to be running the football all the time. Now, people are thinking, oh, maybe Lamar Jackson is going to take rushing upside away from him last season. No, he ran for almost 2,000 yards last season. He had 16 touchdowns. Now, there's some guys maybe I take over him, especially at the receiver position. I think we'll get to them at 11 and 12. But I think Derrick Henry, if he's at the end of your first round, he's one of those guys like I could see being, pick 12, 13, 14, maybe picks 10 and 11. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Derrick Henry is going to be a bad pick.
I just don't think that Lamar's rushing even hurts it. I think if we're playing running football and we're playing winning football through running football, I think Derrick Henry as a top 5 talent at the running back position is just easily the pick to go.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you there. I think it'll be hard to stop. Like, obviously, we saw last season, it's hard to stop Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry when you don't know where the ball is going to go. Another guy is hard to stop. He's Mr. Consistent, probably the most consistent guy the last couple of years in fantasy football. It's been Amon-Ra St. Brown. Last season, 18.6 points per game. I have him as the 12th ranked player. You have him as the 10th ranked player. And Amon-Ra St. Brown's an absolute beast. He's really has no different situation except for Ben Johnson not being there. But again, I think he's a very, very safe pick in the first round.
Yeah,
maybe not the highest ceiling, but probably one of the highest floors so far out of any of these players selected so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on St. Brown every year. He it's just an easy first round pick because you know what you're getting out of him. A consistent guy that stays away from injuries and just catches the ball.
Yeah.
Good football.
Yeah, really, and you don't have to deal with weather. Detroit's playing in the dome. These plays, at least 9 games there a season. Plays with Jared Goff, plays with Dan Campbell. You know what I mean? Like, there's really besides Jameis Williams, no receivers that are going to take targets away from him. Now, a guy who isn't as misreliable, but I think has one of the biggest upsides in the first round is Nico Collins. Now, before we made this list, we talked about it a little bit. You think Nico's a second round guy, and obviously I have him ranked 12th, so he's borderline first round, second round for me. But I think he could be another one of those valuable picks who we get a full season of Nico Collins, hopefully. Last season, he went down with a hamstring. Now, C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins will come back with this connection. He averaged 18 points per game last season when he played. Let me grab some cool stats I have on him. So, yeah, I definitely think, with no Tank Dell, and they draft 2 rookie receivers knowing that Nico Collins is going to be the guy, I don't know. I think Nico Collins is up for a big season. Maybe like a 14, 15, 1,600-yard season.
I mean, I just want to say, don't get me wrong here. I love Nico Collins. I think he could be a top 7 receiver talent-wise, just in the NFL as a whole. I'm just scared of replicating what happened last year. Now,
because of the offense?
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I totally forgot to make an outro to that video, but if you like what you're seeing, subscribe for more. Hit the comment button. Leave any comment. I will reply to it, I promise you. Also, the like button really helps us out a lot. So, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment for more. Peace.